On this list, I'm counting down my picks for the best butts, most beautiful booties, villainously voluptuous lumps, criminally curvaceous.
We get it! Move on!
Yeah, fair enough. I'm gonna talk about the greatest funky chunks of junk in the trunk from renowned animated features. It pains me to say it. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm steering clear of Pixar on this list because this video would just be Elastigirl 10 times. I'm also steering clear of Disney as much as possible. I don't want to get sued by the mouse. But it's mainly the Elastigirls. Now, I get that Disney owns almost all entertainment. Some of these movies that I'm gonna list were either made or distributed by animation studios under Disney's control. But since they do not carry the mouse logo, I deem these movies okay in my books. Man, remember when the US had antitrust laws? 'Cause I sure don't. Number 10, Donkey, the Shrek franchise. Get it? 'Cause he's an ass? Everyone's a critic. Sure, if I really wanted to make it a full meme video, I would have gone with Shrek. If I wanted to be more honest, I would have gone with Fiona. But I feel like Donkey's literal haunches don't get enough credit, even though they stare the audience in the face for 90 minutes, 4 times over. The only thing from that franchise that I don't want to think about, even more than a dummy-thick donkey, is how a 4-foot-tall donkey and a 60-foot-tall dragon even do it. I'm not thinking about it. Don't want to think about it. Don't need to know how that works. Okay, maybe just for closure's sake, let me just do it. I regret everything. Number 9, Princess Mindy, the Spongebob Squarepants movie. So Shakira's hips don't lie. That's cool. Now, I have no idea how mermaid anatomy even works, but believe you me, if I'm able to correctly locate the exact whereabouts of Princess Mindy's hips, they would be telling the truth. On God. This is the first of only a few 2D animated films on the list, but that butt is very much 3-dimensional. I don't know how it's exactly shaped, because fish anatomy is stupid. Regardless, that fish's anatomy is stupidly thick. She already has experience turning boys into men, and I wouldn't mind some sashimi right now if you know what I mean. Number 8, The Invisible Man, Hotel Transylvania. We don't see much of the Invisible Man in Hotel Transylvania because, you know, he's a B character in a 90-minute flick. Ain't got no time for no character building. But in a quick shot, when everyone's getting ready for Mavis's party, we see him in the bathroom powdering up them cheeks to give the audience a nice look, and on God, the Invisible Man got himself some invisible hams. I wouldn't mind my smile going from cheek to cheek if you know what I mean. Number 7, Captain Underpants. Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. Look, I read these books growing up, and I'm not sure it's fair to refer to an egg-shaped man as thick. He has a caboose that could conquer the world, but also has no clear defined line between tuchus and torso. Regardless, however his ass is defined, I define it as thicker than a Snickers with tighty-whities that don't leave a whole lot to the imagination aside from a whole lot of ass. I didn't see this movie, so I don't know how many rear jokes they actually made. All I know is that it probably wasn't enough. We got plenty of fart jokes, because we're talking about a DreamWorks movie here. Hell, we got a whole fart scene. And I'm sure they had an unnecessary butt joke, like calling Captain Underpants the conquistador, since that's the kind of joke that I would make. Number 6, Stuart, the Despicable Me franchise. Am I proud of this entry? No. Do I want this entry on the list? No. Is Stuart a thick boy with yellow cheeks spilling out a Speedo? Unfortunately, yes, so he qualifies. Look, I had to suffer through watching a minion get butt naked, so I'm making you suffer with me. Wanna know what's worse than a banana boat model that looks like a banana and a boat with a bum bigger than the US national debt? There's fucking fan out of this shit. I couldn't even find a decent clip of a child-sized Tic Tac with an oddly enough enviable butt without sifting through ElsaGate and Windows Movie Maker degeneracy. The internet's awful, man, I'm telling you. We're halfway through this list, so now's the perfect time to tell you about today's sponsor, Jesus. I need him, you need him. For the fact that this video exists now, we all need him. It's never too late to turn toward God and away from this shit with Jesus. Number 5, Annie Hughes, the Iron Giant. Damn it, what is it with these animated moms getting more curve than a Sandy Koufax pitch? Mother to protagonist Hogarth Hughes in The Iron Giant, Annie Hughes makes my Rod Giant. Hogarth's mom has got it going on. She's got an hourglass figure with clothes that hug every inch, along with the stare that could make a man melt, and an ass that will harden him right back up. I, myself, am a minute glass because I only take 60 seconds to finish. She's a waitress at a diner, and I feel like eating out if you know me. She is single, and I ain't trying to take advantage of a widow. I'm just saying I'd treat her better than Dean, because Dean is a simp.
Squirrels in my pants, Hogarth.
And if a kid comes into the picture, hell, even a dog, I'll make it clear that I wouldn't name it something stupid like Hogarth. If this movie wasn't such a damn tearjerker, I would be jerking it to Annie until I explode like... Damn it, I'm not finishing that joke. Number 4, Velma Dinkley, the Scooby-Doo franchise. I'm not talking about the 2020 movie Scoob, and we'll probably never talk about that movie after how that management did my man Matty L dirty. The Scooby-Doo franchise had plenty of feature-length movies in the 2000s that went straight to VHS, so I'm counting them in. Nitpick all you want, there was no way I could leave the curvature of Velma off this list. She's pretty much the reason we're all after nerdy girls with big glasses and bigger asses. Sure, big titty goth girls are 10 out of 10, but I love me some thick thighs with a short bob and a shorter skirt.
This just gets better and better, maybe from where you're standing.
Velma has proportions that will make a man weak in his knees and has an attitude that would make a simp thank her for insulting them.
And who could forget the terrifying stylings of Space Kook? Not me.
Oh, how frightening.
Oh, absolutely blood-curdling.
Not really. Shaggy, what's wrong with you? Class has started. Go. Vamoose. Are we having a low blood sugar moment?
And yes, I do realize most of these clips are from the 2010 series Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, but that's when the animators realized what proportions they were working with. Number 3, Chel, The Road to El Dorado. Need I say more? The shitty thing that happened with The Road to El Dorado was that audiences slept on it, thinking that it was just another animated musical for kids, and one without a mouse logo at that. What they missed out on was just the greatest cult classic ever made, with the greatest ass and titties ever featured in a PG-rated film. This is the real story. Why are Tulio and Miguel even in this movie? Just give me those hips rocking back and forth for 90 minutes and put me in hypnosis like the Manchurian Candidate. Chel might just be the hottest character that DreamWorks dreamt of and put into the works. To say I would if I could would be an understatement. I would conquer that harder than the Spanish conquered the New World and spread my like how Spain spread disease. We already know from this shot that she gets and I would let those lips dry. Chel is absolutely stacked with the perfect amount of scantily clothing to let us see that chest that is the real treasure, a derriere that could capsize a freighter, thighs that could start a religion, and hips that could destroy communism. If she can ride on a horse, she can ride on a dinosaur, if you know me. Number 2, Aunt Fanny, robots. There were so many jokes that went over my head when I watched this movie as a kid.
You missed the delivery. But it's okay. Making the baby's the fun part.
Oh, is there anything for me? Oh, I got something for you. That's from my sister.
I recognize the handwriting.
This won't hurt a bit, son.
Oh man, this is my third oil change today. Something's wrong with me.
Who wants to get fixed?
What are you afraid of? Grow some boast.
Or do you want to end up like your father?
Hey, son.
I have no idea how old I was, or whether I watched it at home or in a theater, because I'm still not entirely convinced we all didn't just fever dream this movie into existence. The only part I distinctly remember is an aunt named Aunt Fanny who's packing not a Fanny, the Fanny. That and her character arc revolves solely around the fact that she has the fattest ass imaginable.
Hey kids, get a load of this!
Excuse me.
Lady, please. See a doctor.
The only reason she's not number 1 on this list is because I'm not into older women, but I'm still into behinds that are not only out of this world, but the size of this world. The only thing thicker than Aunt Fanny's Fanny is the cast of this movie. Robin Williams, Mel Brooks, Drew Carey, Amanda Bynes, Halle Berry, Mudda-f***ing Obi-Wan Kenobi is in this movie.
Hello there.
Want more? How about James Earl Jones, Al Roker, and 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Terry Bradshaw? Honorable mention for thickness goes to Bradshaw's skull for not exploding on the field during this suplex from Joe Turkey Jones. I'm giving this movie some bonus points because it's allowing me to use a clip from when the Browns were actually good. And now, the number 1 thickest animated movie character of all time.
Mr. Valiant.
Jessica Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Who else? Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the first movie to showcase Warner Brothers characters and Disney characters at the same time.
Here's the spare.
Thank you.
Poor fella. Yeah, ain't I a stinker?
It also showcased the baddest bish ever put to celluloid.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
But TD, you say? Roger Rabbit is a mixed media work combining real people and cartoons, you say? It's not a fully animated movie, you say? Right you are, hypothetical viewer. But see, this wasn't a list of thick animated movie characters. This is a list about animated movie characters. She's not from a completely animated movie, but she herself is animated, and she herself is the sexiest woman ever drawn by the horniest animator. She has hips that will ruin every single marriage, and thighs every man and most women want to die between. If I could, I would give her all my money, straight from my bank account, and most likely right to her OnlyFans page. I will ascend to the next plane of reality to take my place as a simp god. I really wanted to steer clear of Disney, but I knew that this list couldn't happen without Jessica Rabbit on it. She is Maite, just letting it all hang out. The clothes she wears and her sexy ways, make an old man wish for the ability to crawl into his television. You could argue that Betty Boop is thicker, since she's the inspiration for Jessica's character model.
But I still got it, Eddie. Boop, boop-be-doo.
Yeah, you still got it.
But Betty Boop doesn't have a movie of her own, and Betty Boop never made every boy in 1988 enter puberty simultaneously. I personally blame it on the dress, with a low-cut top and essentially the equivalent of wearing a single pant leg. Quite frankly, no garment could contain the shapely and aesthetically masterful accumulation of mass that Jessica Rabbit has been blessed with. Internet degeneracy does not do this booty justice. Under that dress is something so magnificent, so holy, so divine that it has only ever existed in Pulp Fiction or Raiders of the Lost Ark. Jessica Rabbit is truly the thickest animated movie character, and no amount of mermaid magic or Super Bowl champions will have me change my mind. If you have any characters that you wanted on this list, by all means, argue about it in the comments.
Why aren't you too supportively agreeing with me?
If you like and subscribe, you'll get to see my wildly eclectic videos come out on an even more wildly eclectic schedule. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've seen and done some impure things, so I'm going to go to a confessional, and then cleaning my eyes out with bleach, which you shouldn't do. Only I can do it because I am a cartoon dinosaur. Ciao. You're most likely a fan of the Baltimore Ravens but from 2001, the Arizona Diamondbacks but from 2001, or Las Vegas Golden Knights before they fall off a cliff in like 5 years.
Anyone seen Waluigi? I'm looking for Waluigi. He's missing from Smash Ultimate. Do you know where Waluigi is? I'm looking for Waluigi. I don't know where he is.
An unnecessary storyline is happening to an otherwise mundane robotics challenge. Droids must traverse various plot holes in the Star Wars sequels to defeat the rebel forces.